Hello YouTubers, obviously during this lockdown we're all getting a bit bored and it's very hard to find things to do as we can't get outside. So today we are going to make some signs and we're going to show you from start to finish on cutting them out and then obviously painting them and sign writing them. Right, today we're going to cut out some signs. We've got 3 signs to do. First one's going to be a little Peterbilt and a little Michelin sign, and then we have a little garage sign which we're going to do as well. So first we've done a little drawing of what we're going to do. We've now placed it on top of our plywood, and then what we're going to do is we're going to draw around it and then we're going to cut them out. Right, let's get cutting. Right, now we have our 3 signs cut out. All we've done is just sanded around the edge, and now just to finish them off we're going to get the router out and we're going to run a little curved edge around both sides of the sign, and once we've done that then it'll be ready for painting. Right, so obviously our signs are cut out, and what we're doing now is we've given them 1 coat of primer, and now we're giving it a 2nd coat of primer with a rub down, and then that'll be ready then for the top coat. So we'll get back to you then. Well, we're priming them because obviously we need to give it a good surface, a nice, wood, we don't use plastic and we don't use vinyl letters. Everything is how signs were made originally. And wood is a very nice surface to work on. And once it's painted and when you sign write, I know it's just something nice about painting onto wood rather than plastic. But obviously you do need to fill that grain in and to give it a nice sort of finish. And you'll see the difference once it's actually been top coated and we start to sign write. I thought about doing this yellow. What do you think? If I do it yellow, I can do a little bit of old look, airbrush a little bit of old look around the outside. Then we'll perhaps do a different, various colours. I think it'll look a bit older. Yellow always looks nice when it's old looking, so I think that's what we'll do. Let's see how it goes. Rather thick, and that's the beauty of 2-pack solvents. Well, that's the beauty of solvent paints, is they just get old, they get a bit thicker, but we can always add a bit of thinners to them to reduce them down a bit. This is 2-pack, so once we put a bit of hardener with it, and then we'll be good to go. The reason we're using 2-pack paints is because we're the luxury now that we have a body shop, and we do have a lot of old remnants of paint left over from jobs. And I find here in Spain, which is where we are, the air that we're in is very dusty, and trying to hand paint signs, because the brushes aren't very good, whether it's to do with the heat, the quality of them, people don't bother buying good quality, they throw them away. So I find here it's much easier to spray than it is to just brush a sign. We get less contaminants in the paintwork, and we have the paint and it dries quicker and it's a better finish, so that's why we're using it, if anyone's wondering. Okay, spray guns. I'm a big fan of DeVelbis, always have been. I've always ever used DeVelbis for the early GGAs, and now we have these gravity feed ones rather than the suction feed. This is just a GTI Pro. But now obviously we have the Pro Lights, which are basically the same gun but much lighter. But the quality is just really good. They just last. We've tried other makes and brands, but not as good, in my opinion anyway. So hey, so that's what we use. They're very easy to work, very easy to set your nozzles up. Not rocket science, and yeah, great. Let's get some paint down on this side, and that can be drying then. Oops. We normally have a different cup system, but obviously during the lockdown we're getting a little bit low on getting supplies, so we'll go back to using an old cup rather than these little plastic containers that we use with the built-in filters, which are brilliant. But for now we'll stick with these. A little bit more washing out, but, hey. That's that, good to go. Okay, so you can hear me, we have the booth running. So in this particular booth we have a curtain of air that comes down between us and what we're working on. Now before you say it, I don't always wear a mask. If I'm doing small work, the paint is being drawn down, I'm not breathing it in, I can't even smell it. So my way of thinking is, I can't smell it, therefore I'm not breathing it in. I've been doing this for many, many years. But yes, if I'm doing vehicles where the paint is coming back at me, I will wear a mask. But I've also been signwriting for many years, having face over a pot of paint for 40 odd years, breathing in. Well, at the end of the day, that's another subject. But for me, so before you not think about it, no, I don't have a mask on, but then I'm not breathing the paint in. So So we'll give this a light tack coat first, just to make sure we just get in there, make sure there's no contaminants or we're going to have any problems. Make sure we get the edges done first, and then we'll just give a light palm. And that'll do for the first one. As you can see, any plume that's come off that, that's come up to about here, has gone down, so I'm not breathing it in. But surprisingly, you don't realise, but when you're actually spraying, and for me anyway, I'm spraying, but I'm not breathing, I'm holding my breath, which is another reason why I'm not actually getting anything into me, because I am holding my breath for quite some time. It's only when I move around, and then I'll breathe, and then we go back. Anyway, that's the first coat. We'll give that a few minutes just to tack off, and then we'll hit it again with the second one. And the beauty of spraying is, it's a quicker drying paint. If this was a synthetic paint that was rolled, we might have to wait a few days, 3-4 days for this to harden off before we can sign write. But at least with this one, we won't have to. You know, it'll be dry tomorrow, we can work on it if we want. It just makes it easy because we have access to all these different types of paints.